I'm curious because you had such a blueprint in John Cleese, even down to the physicality, but the fact that he went to the Footlights and he put on sketch and did stand up and went to Edinburgh Festival and all that stuff.
Well, firstly, I should say I didn't get to Cambridge University, so I never joined the Footlights.
Right.
So I didn't get that, and that was my career plan, and that didn't pan out. So now what do I do? And I'd wanted to do stand-up at university, and I had a shot at a gig one night, and then the gig was cancelled for various reasons, and so in a way, I was so relieved that I didn't have to do it, because I was so nervous about the thought that I didn't do it. I never did it for another 2 years, and then I worked up the nerve again, and I went to a little club in my hometown, and I went out there and I did my 5 minutes, and it went really well. And I thought, oh, well, it turns out I'm incredible at this. And then did the same act in a different club 3 weeks later, died on my ass, just bombed terribly. And I didn't understand, like, it was the same show, what happened?
Right.
And then the next few years was just intermittent gigs with kind of tremendous highs and crushing lows and just no consistency, and feeling like I was starting again at every gig.
What was the message to yourself? Like when you thought you had a handle on it and then
it was so confusing to me because I didn't understand. So, because again, clearly I kept going back.
Yeah.
So obviously I was delusional enough to think, well, I'll get this right at some point, which is what's odd. I don't know why I kept going back. I guess I just had convinced myself I'd get it at some point, that I'd crack it.
And so what happened in the end? Did you get it, or did you decide I'm going to go a different avenue, or?
Well, what happened was, while I was doing stand-up with different varying levels of success, I met Ricky Gervais and we ended up making The Office in England, and so I just stopped doing stand-up because why am I putting myself through this agony when I can be focusing and writing and directing this show?
So my question there is, was there a moment when you thought, I'm less of a performer than I am maybe a writer, director type person?
I don't think so. I think what it was I thought, there was never a thought about me performing in The Office, but because I was in my mid-20s and I got this opportunity to make a show for the BBC.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It was like, to me, the idea of performing was, I didn't care. I mean, I was doing what John Cleese had done, and John Cleese was often a writer for other shows when he wasn't performing, So to me, the fact that I was there and I was working with Ricky and I was writing and directing it with him, and and we were doing I was making a comedy show, which was what I'd wanted to do. So the fact I wasn't performing was here and there. But plus, I also didn't do performing because it gave me a buzz. I did it because it was this interesting, weird challenge. Like, somewhere along the line, it had moved from, if I started performing because it was a way of controlling when people laughed at me, and it gave me, it allowed me to kind of sort of make use and make fun of myself before someone else made fun of me. If that's how it begun at school, somewhere along the line, because when you're performing in front of anonymous people in a comedy club who you'll never see again, what do I care what they think? I'm strong enough in my mental health to sort of not care what they think, really, in terms of me as a person.
Well, right there, you're proving you're different than the normal stand-up.
Well, that's the thing, and so I didn't have all that weird need for approval that I think a lot of performers have. That was not the thing for me. The thing was, it became, I really enjoy this. It's so hard. It's like the jigsaw puzzle of it that was interesting to me, and that's the same with writing and directing. All this, it was like making the toy car, from designing it to painting it to putting it together to gluing it. That's what's fun.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.